Frankie, I see you every single day because your billboards are just all over the place.
It's so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I know, it's a lot.
No need to apologize at all. Is it really embarrassing to you?
It's a little bit. It's a lot. They're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Yeah, I see like 5 when I'm dropping my son off to school, just on that drive.
As a matter of fact, you brought a photograph. This is your son. What's your son's name?
Isaac.
There's Isaac in front of his mom.
Now, he's so proud.
Yeah,
I know.
Look, he does look proud. Does he know what Smilf means?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what it means?
Well, I know part of it.
It's single mom in love forever. In love with her kid. What do you think it means,
In
Jimmy?
love with her son. I don't know. I thought the I might stand for Isaac in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I should tell him that.
Yeah, yes.
I know.
Yeah, he won't believe it for long, so get away with the lies while you can.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one at his school has told him yet.
I'm sure they have. You just don't realize it. I mean, would he share that with you immediately?
We're really close.
You are that close?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was in Boston shooting when all the billboards went up. And the first day he saw it, his babysitter was driving him home, and he made her pull over and take that picture, and they sent it to me.
Oh, that's
He's
cute.
very proud.
Well, yeah, sure, of course.
Until he finds out the name, what it really means.
Maybe one day he'll host the American Music Awards and give you a Lifetime Achievement Award, you know?
I actually have to make this show to pay for his therapy, I think, once he finds out.
The show is very, very funny, and you're very, very good in it. And this is, I was mentioning that you created this show.
Yeah.
You actually, like, put this together and then sold it as your own television show.
Yeah, so I actually made a short film, which then became the series, and it's loosely based on my life as a single mom. I moved every 3 months with Isaac for 2 years. And there's lots of stories which I've taken from for the show.
Yeah, like there's a scene where your character, Bridget, dries the baby, which I guess is Isaac, with paper towels.
Yeah.
Is that something that you did?
I mean, it was hard to do my laundry very often, and so occasionally I'd have to use paper towels. But the thing with that is that you can't let the paper towels dry. You have to...
On the child?
On the child, because then it can be painful to take it off. So you have to quickly dry him off and then put on his pajamas.
That's a great tip for people at home.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Go through a whole roll of brawny. Your character also tutors wealthy children. Is that something you did in real life?
It is, yeah. So I worked at a tutoring center, teaching SAT, tutoring for SAT, and then I also wrote college application essays.
You wrote them?
Well, yeah. It's not the most ethical job. And I wonder if admitting it on live television, if I could get arrested.
No, but those kids who got into, did kids get into colleges? Yeah, well, they're going to get in a lot of trouble, I
know.
Yeah. But they deserve it, by the way. Wait, how would this racket work exactly?
So, I mean, I would advertise a tutor, that I was a tutor on Craigslist. And then I would also advertise that I would write your child's application essay also on Craigslist.
You would?
I really would. I know it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
No.
It might be worse than hooker. It might, you know?
It was one of the two, Jimmy. But it was, you know, it sort of became the thing that I was good at for some reason, just like inhabiting these 18-year-old voices.
Oh, so you would write it, you'd imagine...
I'd meet with the kid and I'd interview them and they'd say, oh, I made a computer out of scratch or something, and I'd sort of formulate it into an essay. And actually, when I was in the writer's room for Smilf over the summer, I got a call asking me to write another essay. Because the last time I did it was maybe 3 years ago, and so I got the message and I called them back and I said, sure, I'll do it. But I now charge $10,000. And he didn't call me back.
Yeah, he didn't.
So, yeah, I know.
And then would you follow up and see if the kids got into school?
So April 1st, whenever people would get their acceptance letters, that was actually a more important day for me than I think for the kids, because it was like, did I get in? Or really, did they get in?
Isn't that the worst day to send the letters? I mean, you're just opening yourself up for an April Fool's Day
joke.
prank.
I know.
Right there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I know.
So, wow. And so did your kids go into, like, Yale or anything like that?
I think my proudest moment, I had one student get into the grad school for architecture at Harvard.
Architecture?
Yeah, I know nothing about architecture.
Was the essay about architecture?
Yeah, it was about architecture, his influences, which it was like...
That is really something. I guess in a way you're writing characters.
It was actually the first time I probably got paid to write, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Illegally, though.
The actor who plays your mom on the show show is Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
Did you know Rosie? How did you get her to do that?
No. So my casting director, Deanna Brigidi, she suggested her name. We FaceTimed. Rosie had watched 2 of my shorts that I made. And so we FaceTimed, and Rosie just said she wanted to disappear into the character. She said, I don't want to be Rosie. I just want to do something where I can fully immerse myself into somebody else. So we cast her. She's effing amazing.
Do you feel like she's really capturing your mom?
I feel like she's so tapped into my mom and to the character, and she gives such an emotional, nuanced performance. And she did say, she's like, what do you need from me, Frankie, before we started the pilot? And so I brought my mom up one night. They went out. At first, I should say my mom was very skeptical.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, to anyone I suggested, it wasn't Rosie, it was like every single woman I suggested, she's like, no, she can't do it. She's like, don't even try. So then they went out to dinner, and they drank 2 bottles of wine, and then they're walking around Boston, falling over each other. And then she's like announcing to the world, my mom, like, there's no one else I'd rather have play me. And she's like all excited about it. Even to the point that we were shooting the pilot, and Rosie had a scene, and my mom came to visit her, and Rosie was done with her scene, and my assistant went and got them a bottle of wine. It's now a thing.
They get drunk together. Yeah.
And so I go on to shoot another scene, and I'm in the bakery, and I'm in the middle of a take, and my mom comes wandering in with her big glass of wine, and she's like, Frankie, who's gonna drive me home? As if she, like, owned the place. She didn't care about watching the show. I don't even know if she's seen the show.
Yeah, you've not gotten a report on her and how she thinks Rosie's handling her?
All I know is that she thinks Rosie's her best friend.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Well, whatever you're doing over there seems to be working out very well. The show is called Smilf.
Yeah.
It airs Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Showtime. Frankie Shaw, everybody. Do you love clicking buttons and subscribing to things? Then click the button to subscribe to my channel, and you'll finally be happy.